to the first installment of Demo Man. I am the Game Hunter, and today we are looking at Contra Operation Galuga for PlayStation 5. Now, this game didn't review all too well when it came out. It got mixed reviews and middling scores across the board. Critics were not impressed. Well, I just played it, and I'm here to say, F you, I think it's awesome. Now, let me explain myself here. I love retro games. I always have. I've been playing my parents' NES and Super NES since I was 3. Call it nostalgia if you want, but there's something about the old classics that serves my needs in ways that 99% of modern titles just don't. I'll explain that more in depth in a longer video, but for now, let's focus on Contra. Operation Galuga is a retelling of the first game on NES. By retelling, I mean it's basically the same story with new levels. Some may call it lazy, but 5 years after the travesty that was Rogue Core, I think it's best to play it safe. There doesn't seem to be anything really new here, which might bore those looking for innovation. However, what they did was they went back to the old games, took elements that worked well, and placed them in just the right spots. They used the story of Contra 1, the gameplay mechanics of 3 or 4, and even the health bar from Hardcore Uprising. Put them in the right places, iron out those 1987 wrinkles, and you have a game that's challenging, exciting, and most importantly, fun to play. Okay, to be fair, they did add a few new things to spice things up. First and foremost, 4-player couch co-op. Contra has always been best played with 2 players, but now, thanks to widescreen TVs, we have room for 2 more. I don't have enough controllers or friends to try it, but I imagine it could get chaotic fast. Another thing they added is the ability to overcharge your weapon, sacrificing it for a special effect. For example, overcharging the machine gun gives you a temporary barrier that can deal damage to all that touch it. Spread shot sends projectiles flying all over the screen. My favorite is the laser, which slows down time so you can speed through levels or land that tough shot. Of course, we needed to talk about the one thing that will make or break a Contra game: the controls. These are some of the most fluid controls I've ever felt in a Contra game. Intuitive button mapping, responsive input time, just the right movement speed, and that's not even talking about the new quality of life features. As always, you can shoot in 8 directions, but now the analog stick allows you to aim at any angle, a full 360 degrees. Purists may find this cheapens the challenge, but considering how hard this game is, even on normal, I'll take full advantage of it and not have a second thought. You can double jump and dash in midair, which makes platforming that much less of a hassle. You can customize your game to be as hard or easy as you want. Play with a 3-point health bar, or the classic one-hit kills. And finally, the bosses. They're the same enemies as the first game, but now they have different attack patterns. This guy can now attack you from the foreground. Without any warning, this would be frustrating. Thankfully, the tells are just clear enough so if you're paying attention, you know when to stop, jump, or dash out of harm's way. Well, that's all well and good, but where did they drop the ball? If I had to criticize, I'd say 2 things. First, the story mode offers very little. The cutscenes and cameos add nothing, and the dialogue, while cute, is pretty cheesy. This isn't a total deal breaker for me because I firmly believe that playing Contra for the story is like eating a field ration for the flavor. Contra is about the gameplay, how it feels in the hands, the adrenaline rush after beating a level. The other thing is the graphics. They're serviceable. The colors are nice and bright, but the choice to put semi-realistic characters in mostly stylized environments make this game seem more like it was developed by a smaller team than it really was. I've seen worse, much worse, but I've also seen better, especially from this series. By the way, Konami, when are you re-releasing Hardcore Uprising? That game was fucking fire! Besides that, anything else I'd have to say about it would be a nitpick. Anyway, if you have a PS5, Xbox Series X, or PC, definitely play the demo. It's free on all platforms, you can beat it in about 10 minutes, but it takes a bit of practice. Do yourself a favor though, don't play it on either PS4 or Switch. There is terrible input delay, which can spell the difference between life and death, especially on hard mode. Also, if chances are you like this game as much as I do, buy it while it's on sale. $40 is way too steep for a game like this. $30? Maybe. 20? Now you're talking. Well, I've gone on long enough. Go play, have fun, and never be game over. Until next time.